Hi guys, I know I'm late on sending this video out. Last week I was going to send you guys all the video to update you on what's working after these recent Google updates. There wasn't any critical updates regarding spam. The only updates that were reported was Hummingbird and some DNS changes that were happening in Google. It's nothing that we have to worry about. Actually, I've found that since the major update came out in October, I think it was October 4th, I'm noticing that the rankings are actually getting better or easier to rank. And that also could be because I've implemented the new system that I was briefly discussing on the last video. And I'll go over that here quickly. And I just wanted to show you here exactly how we're managing these servers. By the way, we got our great big huge monster servers back. We were using i7s there for a little bit. About 6 months ago we had an emergency. Russia's government decided that they do not want any spam or any automation, SEO automated tools there. So they shut us down. We had like 15 servers shut down, no notice, nothing. So I had to buy 10 or 15 i7s right off the bat just to get people going. But I just want to let you know we got our great big huge monster servers here, 2 CPUs on each one of them, 12 cores, which equals 24 threads. And if you guys are tech savvy, you'll know that that is one of the most powerful CPUs there are. There's 128 gigabytes of RAM, but I only put 100 gigs on each server just because it never goes over that. And we try not to go over 80% CPU usage. And I use this load balancing software here, and I just wanted you to explain what it does. Let's just say one user cranks up his software to like 500 threads or whatever. This CPU usage is going to go way up. So what this software does is it just pulls the CPU affinity down and makes it so that his software isn't affecting other users. And we have to have that offering these services, or else the users that decide that they're going to crank up their software will be ruining other people's experience. So that's all that is. There's more than enough resources for everybody, so you don't have to crank your software up like that. And that's another thing I wanted to briefly talk about. If you only have one campaign in GSA, one project, don't go cranking it at 100 or 150. It's just gonna get you de-indexed, or what's happening ever since the October 4th update. Google just bounces you around all over the place and tries to discourage you from doing your SEO. I watched a really good video on Digital Point, and it was the head spam guy from Google on there, and the way that he explained it was, if they know that you're spamming or using automation, and that's what he's talking about, then they purposely make your rankings go up and down really fast, like jumping by 40, 50, and then down or up. It's just to discourage you so that you're not going to do your SEO anymore. So take it slow. That's all you have to do. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to set up a GSA campaign, if you only have one project in there, don't go over 20 threads. GSA is already designed to post slow, and that's why it's one of the best tools out there right now. I would rate it probably number one. From all the tools that I've been able to use from running this business, GSA has jumped up to number one over any of them. And it's not just because of the slow posting benefit, but there's so many options. Like, you can put any number of different captcha services in there. If you get right into the project options, and I'll show you that here, you can do character spinning, and that's a big thing now because we do not want Google or any of the search engines to know that we are automating our SEO. So if you just use little options like randomly use typos, spell errors, and descriptions, sure, use that because then it looks natural. Use character spinning when possible, sure, because you're going to make human errors when you're doing your posts. All of these options are there for that reason, and you should take advantage of using them. Now, continuously try to post to a site even if it's failed before. I didn't really see any big difference from using that. But But then again, I don't have all the time in the world to check and see the difference between that. These are what made it, that stood out for me, and what I noticed is using these options here to make your SEO look natural. And this is just my third tier here, so I've been just kind of experimenting with different tiers. So let me just go over that quick here. When I make my Senuke, the first thing I do, and you don't have to do it this way, you can start it with GSA, but what I do is I start it with Senuke, I make myself a campaign, depending on how many keywords that you're going for, start your campaign out with about at least 5 keywords, your base keywords. The more keywords that you have spread out over your different posts, the more natural it's going to look. I find that using between 5 and 10 gets me the results that I want. If you've noticed that you're getting results with only putting 2 or 1, great, but I've just been trying to be really, really careful after that last update, and it seems to be working well. So for this example, I'll put okay. Oops. This Camtasia just slows my computer down like big time. Okay, so I'll just put those there for an example, actually. And that's all you got to do. The article builder credits, don't forget, I fill those up every Sunday, and I'll have to double check and make sure if there's still some there. But basically I put like 50,000 credits there every week. If they get used up, obviously we can't keep filling it up. I'm only going to spend about $60 a week on that. But that's a lot of credits, and that should get a lot of you guys able to use it. Article Builder is the best article content creation tool. You don't have to spin it. He already has his own algorithm that every single time that you make an API call or get an article from the website, he guarantees, I think it's 30% uniqueness, which is very good if you are automating your SEO, of course. But I mean, the best thing to really do is to hire someone to write it, so it's 100% unique every single time. But if you're using the Turbo Wizard or any of these tools here to get automated content, Article Builder is by far the best. Wicked Article Creator, we tried the first tier, we checked the uniqueness, and we're getting like 5%. And we just upgraded Wicked Article Creator to the premium version. I think 2 weeks ago I sent everybody an email about it, and it's not absolutely pointless to use it, but if you have Article Builder, you might as well use it, and use WAC, Wicked Article Creator, for your second tier and on, because second tier and third tier, you want to get those indexed. If you have a 99% uniqueness using WAC, then you might as well use it for your second tier and down. And so if you get all of those indexed, your first tier is going to be, of course, getting all that link juice passed on from your WAC tiers. I hope that made sense. So this is my first tier here, and I'm going to use Article Builder. And as I said in the other videos, you don't have to make a great big huge template, because we're going to backlink all these links from these templates. There's this new folder that I just put on the desktops, Pure Social Network Love Templates. I find that all the social sites have way more authority than before. You're getting a lot better ranking. So just try a couple of those and you'll see what I mean. Let's find... There was one in here that let's do this one. 3-tier social network pyramid. Now I always put this up to 3, just so it looks like it's always from different emails. And if it does use another email, great. We want it to use different emails if we can. If you're using the Turbo Wizard, keep this at 2, unless you know there's no article modules anywhere in it, because if there's any links that anywhere but the very bottom, then your articles will not be approved. So spread submission over. This is kind of a tricky one to choose because I've been trying it with 30 days, and it almost just seems like it's a little bit too slow. So I moved it down to 14, and it just wasn't doing it. I put it to 10, and I noticed that my rankings weren't bouncing around, and I was still going up perfectly good without jumping 40 or down 40 spots at a time. So just, if you haven't got that number figured out yet, try that at 10 days. And obviously if you have a bigger campaign or a bigger template, then maybe go a little bit higher. As soon as you check your rankings in Rank Tracker and you see that your rankings are starting to bounce around like very high numbers, then stop that project altogether. Just stop it. It's not doing anything anymore. They already know that it's just, now that that link structure has been flagged, it's not, they're not going to count it. So make sure that your SEO is going slow. So we're going to get all the links. What will happen is when you're done the campaign, you'll come up here, click on the URLs tab, and you'll see all of your URLs here. You just double click on it, press Control A, and then just copy it. We'll put that into a notepad, and there's your links. Just save all your links, make names for your projects, don't get them all mixed up. Put them in your Dropbox folder. Now head on over to GSA, and all we're going to do is import from clipboard. Okay, so 141 URLs added. Easy enough. So I've been experimenting with search engine ranking engines.com, SER engines.com, and like I said, the social sites are all getting authority link juice passed on. Try and stay with these if you can. I tried giving you guys the API key in the README files. Unfortunately, it only takes one person to use it on another computer, and it's automatically banned instantly. They keep a real good eye on those things, and I tried putting 3 keys in on each server, and they all got banned. So you might as well just spend the $14 and go and get it. It's 100% worth it. He looks after all the sites and makes sure that they're all maintained. So if you're going to do your first tier with GSA, just click these. Don't do those trackbacks. Never do trackbacks. Unless you're an advanced user and are doing something that you know works. I don't know why this is by default turned on, but just do not use trackbacks or pingbacks. I find that the indexer too, I'm seeing a lot of people talking in forums. If you're using any of these built-in indexer sites, they are not working. So if you can remember, stay away from the indexer module here, the trackback module, and the pingback module. So if you're going to use GSA for your first tier, just click Article, Web 2.0, and the SERengines.com modules. But since I brought over my Senuke links and I pasted them all in there, we can use some of these other modules because it's not our first tier. Now we can use the indexer. Now we can use the microblogs. You can use pretty much everything here because it's your second tier, and if one of those sites get de-indexed, then who cares? It's not your money site, and that's really what we're trying to protect. If you have all quality links with 100% readability articles, 100% readable articles, I mean, then it's just going to look a lot better. It's not going to get deleted. It's going to look like that somebody went around and actually posted all of those articles manually. Now in Senuke, another great thing that you can also do is, and this was working very, very well for the longest time. But after that last update, it's not working so well. What I was showing people to do was mix all your URLs here, click on the type here, and it'll put them all together. See, I already did it here, so click on the very last page URL list, then come right up here to the one before your money site, click on combine, click enter. Now you can take all of these URLs and then save them in your Dropbox folder, label it your domain name or however that you're organizing. Organization is very important, so make sure that you have like a folder for each one of your sites or niches or whatever, and save all of these URLs. Again, press A, copy, okay, and now all you'll do is click on the GSA indexer and import, and it's just as easy as that, and it will go and index all of those domains. Now the social sites are all going to get indexed anyways. Most of the sites get indexed anyways, so just using GSA for your second run over your links is probably going to be good enough. If you find that your ranks are bouncing around, then don't use the indexer anymore. And that's basically it. I just wanted to show you the new captcha system. What I mean by that is up here, make sure that this is your first option is decapture, and you should get the balance of $9.99, and that's a good thing, because it's going to send all the captchas over here to Captcha Breaker now on everybody's desktops, and whatever ones that Captcha Breaker can't solve, it's going to send off to another service. Now we're kind of juggling in between what services we're using right now for the ones that it can't solve, and we're just doing a little bit of testing. But as you can see, Captcha Breaker can solve 81% of them anyways. So you're looking at a very good success rate just with having the decapture here. If you want to use for your second option a paid service to get those really hard to solve ones, you're more than welcome to. But basically, if you don't want to have to pay for captchas, you don't have to, especially in GSA. If I can get this closed, you go into your captcha here, and we have the Spamvilla logins in the README file. We have the Captcha Breaker. We have Mega OCR. So just between these three services right here that we offer for you, you're going to get a 90% plus success rate in your captchas. So that right there saves some of our users thousands and thousands of dollars because they're just expensive. That's all I really wanted to go over with you guys. Another thing I just wanted to mention was I've noticed that some users don't like it how the desktops are only standard user rights, and I know where you're coming from. I mean, not having admin rights on your desktop can be a pain in the butt. But right now, it's the only way that we can offer the software that we're offering for you guys to use them. The only thing I can suggest is we have bulletproof hosting on our other websites. Go and buy yourself GSA Search Engine Ranker for $100, and I will give you Mega OCR. I will give you Spamvilla. I will give you Wicked Article Creator. I will give you the Best Spinner and Advanced Web Ranker also for you guys to use on that. So get GSA yourself for $100. Get your own license. Get your VPS for $40. So you're looking at $140 the first time. I'm going to give you the captcha solving things for free, and I'm going to give you Wicked Article Creator for free and all the other little ones that you guys need to use with GSA. So after that $100 initial fee, you're only paying $40 a month, and you have full admin rights on them. That's a really good deal. If you need a couple extra cores, then just go up to the $50 or $60 one, and then you can blast your GSA at whatever you want. 500, 1,000 threads. I wouldn't recommend it unless you have a lot of projects in there, but that's totally up to you, because I know that a few users were upset at the fact that when they turned their GSA up to 500 or 600 threads, they could barely even do anything with GSA. It wouldn't even move. And unfortunately, on these desktops, that's what we have to do, unless, because it's going to affect other users. So I just wanted to show you guys the new captcha system and what to do with your Senuke. So just take all your links from Senuke, put them into GSA, or if you're using GSA first, take them from GSA and load them into Senuke, and you would just post all of your links from GSA into here. Just put them all in there, and it will randomly take one out every single time. And the reason that I suggest to do this is not only because it 100% works, but these Senuke templates, there's probably hundreds and thousands of users out there that are using these. Unless you're making your own templates, you're not going to get as good as results as you want, because Google can see these link patterns popping up all over the place, and I can almost 100% guarantee that Google has something to detect. You know, Senuke is a very popular program now. They can probably detect on how many users are using those templates and see like the link patterns showing up everywhere, and they're just not going to count them. So if you bring them over to GSA and backlink all of those modules that you made, you're going to have a unique link structure. You're going to get better results. Nobody else has that link structure anywhere, because GSA, it works differently. It crawls the internet and finds sites to post to based on your keywords and footprints built into it. So it's not going to be the same one every single time, and that's what you need to do to get results now. Check your rankings in Rank Tracker every day, or if you're using Advanced Web Ranker, you can schedule them to send your reports to your email every day if you don't feel like doing it. It's totally automatic. Everything's automatic, and that's what's good about it. We update Rank Tracker and all of the SEO suite. Advanced Web Ranker, it updates on its own. That's like a $4,500 piece of software that we bought for the servers. It's not cheap. The SEO suite has those search engine algo updates, and we update those every day. All we have to do is start it from the admin for it to update every day. So I just wanted to get those out of the way. Those are a lot of questions people ask. If you guys can think of anything else that you need to know, then obviously just open a ticket anytime. The biggest thing is showing you that keep your first option at deCapture for Senuke, because then you're going to get most of your captcha solved. We were using Mega OCR for our #1 option before, and I don't know what happened with Mega OCR in the last month, but it's just not solving as good as it used to. We have a subscription for each server, and it's still not doing very good. So we switched our first option to Captcha Breaker, and we're still debating on what our second service will be. But having two services, you're going to get at least a 60, 70, even 80% success. There's the very, very hard reCAPTCHA ones with all the different colors. Those are the only ones that are going to be the hardest ones to solve. But if we go here, I'll just show you quick so that you guys can see how many get solved with just using our CAPTCHA service. I don't have any third-party service in here. And I'm just going to wreck one of my schedules. Oops. I think okay, there we go. So I'll just let it go down here, quite a few of them here, just so that you can see. It does a pretty good job. These social sites have the reCAPTCHA on most of them, so sometimes it's a little bit difficult to solve them. Another thing you can do also is just come into the options here and set your retries. Retried failed submissions 5. Put the retries here to 6, and then just save it. And then that'll help it be able to get more of them solved. So you can see here, these really hard ones, those are the hardest ones to solve. And the VB forum cartoon captchas are impossible. I'm sure that they'll, maybe Xrem or something else can probably solve them, but not captcha breaker. Another thing I didn't point out was we added another 700 captchas into the system, into captcha breaker from captcha sniper database. Thanks to Marcel, one of our users, he let us use it. And when you're done your submission, you can come back here, make sure none of these are check marked and none of these are checked, select other, and then select failed sites, and then just do it again, and you'll find that you'll get a few more of them solved. So taking a look at the project that I just tested the new captcha system on, we'll see that we got between 50 and 80% of them done that were solved without any issue. And that's just using the new system. Alright. So, again, you could come back here and then just select sites without account and then run it again, and you'll probably get another 25%. So I'll do that right now. And I'm just going to pause it and I'll show you when it's done. Okay, so we got a few more. This one, this one, this one. So, alright, so we got 3 more of those really hard ones solved and tons more of the easy ones. So if you do another run, it always helps. And if you don't have the time to keep going back there and selecting all the failed ones, then maybe you can make up for it by making another campaign for your domain. So I just wanted to show you the new captcha system we got going. Ultimately, we want to be able to have at least 90% of them solved without you guys having to pay a single cent. So it'll all be included in the package. Alright, so you can either come to Xrem hosting to get a VPS if you want to just buy GSA outright for $100. And for anybody that's watching this video, you guys are entitled to package number 3 for $50, and we'll do that specially for you. So you'll get 3 virtual processors with 4 gigabytes of RAM and an 80 gigabyte hard drive, and you can really let them rip on these things if you have a lot of projects. These can handle quite a bit, and I'll make sure that that link is in the email. Our new site here, we're offering quite a variety of different products. You can pick from all the different types of servers. They're all bulletproof. Once that site's done, we'll send out a link to it. And we still have the SEO tools planned, the desktops, if you want to get one of those. But I just wanted to show you that I know there's a lot of guys that just want a VPS with full admin rights, and you can do that very easily. You just got to buy GSA for $100, and we'll supply all the other little tools like I mentioned. WAC, the best spinner, Mega OCR, Advanced Web Ranker. You'll get all those free on the VPS. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to open a ticket. We have a support representative on the chat box if you need to get a hold of us there, and the ticket system is always answered within an hour. 45 minutes is what we try. Sometimes sooner, sometimes we get a response in 10 minutes. Thanks.